everybody! Today we are going to make a traditional French recipe of honey cakes. Now the ingredients that you're going to need are 2½ cups of flour, 1 1/4 cup of sugar, 4 eggs beaten, 1/2 teaspoon baking soda, 2½ teaspoons of baking powder, and a little dash of salt, 1 cup of either honey or agave nectar, 1/2 cup of either olive oil or safflower oil, and then 1 teaspoon each of cinnamon, ginger, coriander, and allspice, and then also a splash of milk or soy milk. Now the first thing you want to do is preheat the oven to 350 degrees and then grease and flour your round pan. So we are going to grease very well the round dish, and this is stoneware from Pampered Chef. If you don't have stoneware, that's fine, and get the largest dish. I don't actually know what diameter this is. So once it's greased very well, then you're going to take some flour and sprinkle it on the bottom, and then you shake it to get it to coat. And sometimes this can take a little bit of doing, and if you can't get it to shake around, then that's fine. You can just spread it out. And what this is going to do is help you remove the cake whenever you're serving it. So once that's finished, you just set this aside and proceed with the recipe. Now we're going to add all the ingredients together and mix thoroughly. So we're going to add the flour, the sugar, the baking soda, baking powder, and salt. And we're going to mix that in just a little bit because the baking soda can be a little bit bitter if it isn't mixed in thoroughly. And the cinnamon and ginger and coriander and allspice. We're going to whisk that together. Now we are going to add the wet ingredients, which is 4 eggs. And you can also use egg substitute, which I have a recipe on that I will be posting in the sidebar. And the honey. And 1/2 cup of oil. And then you just mix this very thoroughly. And then when you're almost done, you add the splash of milk. Ooh, this smells so good with all these spices. So once it's thoroughly mixed, we are going to put it in the pan for baking. Now we're going to put it in the pan. Okay, so now that it's in the pan, we're going to bake this at 350 degrees for 40 to 50 minutes. And the baking time just depends, it varies on altitude and also what kind of pan that you're using. If you use glass, metal, or stoneware, you have to adjust the time accordingly. So we're going to check it after 40 minutes to see how done it is. Well, it's been 45 minutes, and when it was 40 minutes, I checked the cake, and I poked it, and when I poked it, it fell. So, which does tend to happen, but it was not finished. So I let it cook for another 5 minutes, which now it's done, and yay, so we're ready to eat it. Now this is typically served plain with no frosting, but if you do want to put frosting on it or some type of dipping sauce, you can go to my Sweet Skull bread, and there's a very, very delicious dipping sauce or frosting that you can use there that is with that recipe. So I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing how I make my traditional French honey cake recipe for the season of Candlemas or Imbolg, and I hope you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.